Yeah, hey Jenny, I have right here Rich Chapman from Portland Fire and Commissioner Dan Salzman. What's the latest right now?
So at this point, we feel like after having our tech rescue team take a closer look at the building that the damage is not structural, which is our main concern. We have an actual structural engineer from the city who's taking a closer look at it, and that person's able to identify just whether or not any of the damage that we're looking at now is going to be an imminent threat, especially, and then also when this building can be reoccupied.
Any sense time-wise how long traffic will be blocked off?
Really too early to say. We have basically the blocks just immediately around between 4th and 5th and Clay and Columbia all shut down to both automobile and pedestrian traffic, and they'll be shut down until we get a better idea of what the damage is to this building.
Commissioner Salzman, question for you on this building. This is a pretty old building. Are we going to start to see more of this, you think, in the city?
Well, in the scheme of things, this building I think was built in like the 1950s, so we certainly have a lot of older buildings. But yeah, it's always something to be cognizant of as buildings age or as sewer pipes age, they tend to fail.
How often do these get inspected?
I believe fire inspections are conducted on a fairly regular basis for most businesses in the city of Portland. I'm not sure about any structural engineers, but the company that owns this building has their own structural engineers, and I think they're on scene now with the city's engineers.
We're only a block away from City Hall.
Right.
Do you have concern that we're going to see this kind of thing going on more in the city, especially if perhaps it's due to all the wet weather we've had and it's an exterior issue?
Yeah, I do have that concern. I mean, we've had a lot of wet weather, and it's going to cause, it's testing out the buildings in our city very much.
Anything you think that you'll be doing down the road here in terms of seeing this and worries about what else could be going on in the city?
Well, we have a lot of unreinforced masonry buildings in the city too, which are very vulnerable to earthquakes, and it does make me think how vulnerable they might be to the severe inclement weather we've had as well.
One last question for Rich in terms of inspections on these buildings. How often are they done?
Well, like the Commissioner said, we have regular fire inspections that are done. Those are between 2 and 5 years in buildings like this. But when it comes to the actual structural integrity of the building, unless there's something that has some kind of damage has been done, there's no evaluations done by the fire department with each of the buildings as far as structural integrity.
It's up to the building owners?
That's right, and it's up to them to make sure that the building's maintained so that it doesn't get any water damage and whatever things might affect the actual integrity of that building.
Sure. Thanks, gentlemen, for joining us. We appreciate it. Again, we have no idea at this point when the streets are going to reopen around here, so with the traffic situation this afternoon, likely it could be closed for some time. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Lisa. We want to check in now with Dan Tilkin, who is near where Lisa is. He's on top of a parking garage right across the street. And Dan, you can get a really good view of everything that's happening from your vantage point.
Right, we probably have the best view out of anybody. What we've just seen recently, and it's just disappeared from view, where looks like the high-angle tactical rescue folks from the Fire Bureau were on the floor above it, behind some windows, and I'm told that floor is pretty much empty. I don't know, Ellen, if you can see over here in this front of this building here, there's men behind the windows there that are checking it out. It's probably difficult for my photographer Ellen to see it, but they're inside the room in there, walking around and obviously checking the structural integrity of the floors, also getting different angles on this bulge here that has happened here on what from our side appears to be the 4th floor, though it may be the 5th floor if you were actually counting. I'm really unsure on that right now. But we've seen them behind the glass and go walking around trying to get a better angle on all this. Nothing else has happened. Any developments from our positioning in quite a while. We saw the folks going inside to check out what the situation was. We have all the roads that Lisa talked about blocked off. We've got 4th Avenue at Columbia up to 5th, and then on the south side at Clay, and they've got the police bureau has all the streets blocked off. Nobody can get through. There was tons and tons of people out here looking at what's happened. All right. Well, we just had something just happen. I don't know if you heard that crash. We don't know. We thought that maybe a panel fell off, but it doesn't look like anything did. Matt, who's works in the building standing next to me, do you know what just fell? Are you able to tell?
Well, I'm looking at the debris on the top of the bike shack over there, and it looks like there's a little bit more.
Okay.
But I don't see a lot.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That almost sounded like the sound that when you close a lid to a dumpster, that crashing sound. That almost sounded kind of.
The whole top of the bike shack is sheet metal. You can see all the debris there.
Yeah, if something fell, I missed it. I was looking away, and then it kind of startled me. The firefighters are now back behind the window there, to just above. Actually, they're on both sides of this bulge. They're a floor above the bulge, and they're on both sides of it. On the left of it, you can see them in the window. Folks in white hard hats. I don't know if those folks are engineers or whether they're from the building services department, but they are with the firefighters who are also back there, who are wearing red helmets and blue shirts. That are the folks that have expertise in structural events. The Fire Bureau has a lot of talented people that are able to address lots of different scenarios. They have folks that are trained to do rescues, a high-angle rescue team, the folks that go off, rappel off the side of buildings. I know, Jenny, you have actually gone off over the side of a building with that team as part of a charity event, I believe. But they have a lot of expertise, and the folks here, they're concentrating now for the last 10-15 minutes or so on the floor above where the bulk of the bulge is. We've been talking about how this bulge is about 6 panels high and 11 wide. It actually extends farther than that. It goes another, parts of it go up a 7th on the top and an 8th on the bottom, and then stretches off under the windows on either side. I don't know if somebody back at the station was paying better attention than I was and actually saw something fall, and they would let me know in my ear whether that did happen. But eventually, they're either going to have to peel that all off, or it's going to fall off on its own. So it's one of those days where you just kind of hurry up and you wait, and that's what everybody is doing now, because a lot of inspection has to happen, a lot of decisions have to be made, and then you probably involve insurance companies, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of waiting, and this very, very interesting situation going on in downtown Portland.